Are you playing the intro? We're live? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I would like to introduce the host of the show, Joe. Bum, 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 bum. Joe's on his way. Down, 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 down. Here he is. The man, the myth, the legend. Wow. Hello.
All right. As you can see, we're a little short-staffed. I'm going to run video from back there and then out to here. You can also see that we have switched locations. We are no longer at the dinner table. Moved it to the couch. A little bit of living room environment. It's a little bit more comfortable.
This is comfortable.
Yeah, I know it is, man. It's a lot better. At least it's like more open.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh man. Well, as you saw, Saturday's guest wasn't able to make it. We had to reschedule, so kind of lost that block. But I mean, still got plenty of shit we can talk about.
For sure. What do you want to talk about?
Fuck, dude, you said you had something earlier, man. Thought you were gonna roll with that.
I was just brainstorming. Well, should we just go into what we were thinking we were going to talk about? Kind of like homelessness and addiction and kind of a serious topic. Actually talk about something a little serious.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
And the changes in the laws recently and in certain parts of the country. And not that I don't know a ton about the political stuff because
I don't want to get
no
political.
Yeah, because that's not where I want to come from. But I think it was a good topic just based on where we live and just some of our past experiences.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna go ahead and fire it up. You can start it.
Yeah. I guess I'll ask you the first question.
Okay,
Your
ask me the
opinion.
question.
Do you think the decriminalization of drugs has any potential to actually work?
No, that's exactly when the situation got worse.
Right.
Because you go to Seattle, man, you take a little short trip down any street, whether it's, busy or there's no businesses or whatever, there's people just shooting up, snorting up, and doing drugs right in the street on the sidewalk. And it's the sickest thing I've ever seen.
It is crazy, and it's not being exaggerated at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I remember when I went to the VA, I think it was the first time I had took public transportation because I don't like driving in Seattle. But we took the bus from the ferry to the VA, and you're just, you're rolling through downtown, and dude, it's just, man, you see it right there, man, sitting on the bus, looking out the window, and someone's shooting up.
So, do you know much about where has been decriminalized?
What do you mean, like where?
What cities? Is it just Portland as far as we know? And kind of Seattle, not completely, but...
No, I don't know where all. I mean, obviously Washington and Portland.
Yeah.
Man, that's like a Google question right there. We should have
Yeah, I could always
should have hit Google up for that one.
ask Alexa.
But I mean, you can tell where it was decriminalized because it's there, man. Like you can't go to a store and just mind your own business without tripping over needles or passed out people.
It's true.
I mean, there's like people die, dude, because they can't get to all of them. So people just die right there on the street, man. And it's almost like a normal thing, you know?
Yeah.
Like if you don't see it, then that's not normal.
Mm.
So, and it's crazy, man. Especially, uh with like if I would have kept drinking and stuff like that, man, I'm pretty sure I would be in a horrible situation, eventually on my way to being homeless already.
Right.
Uh but I mean, thankfully I got sober, left that shit, and met you at Cozy, and then was able to make it here, you know. But if I would have kept drinking, man, I would be right there, like close, man. I living in my van, obviously,
Right.
but still homeless as fuck, man.
I guess we could explain how we met a little bit, because that kind of ties into it. Like what?
What you?
Yeah, I gotta
I've
say
told
it.
this story. You gotta tell the story, man.
Okay, yeah. Sorry. All right, so Joe and I. This ties into exactly what we're saying. Pretty much. Sorry, I drew a little. I blank for a second.
Sorry, bro.
um, at the time Joe met me, I was about to get kicked out of the house and end up being homeless myself. And he helped me get to rehab and sat at a hospital with me. Oh, we have talked about this. But my point is,
Oh yeah.
my
Okay.
point is basically, I'm rambling, but I could have ended up like that.
Yeah.
So I do kind of, I do relate to the homeless people. Yeah.
I mean,
I'm
I
all
think
over the place.
I think as close to both of us have come to being homeless because of our alcoholism. Like we're very fortunate to not have ended up that way.
Yeah.
I don't really count, like me leaving that environment and living in my van because I couldn't no longer stay in that relationship. That's a little bit on the different side. Not quite like going homeless because of your addiction or something like that.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
So, but even coming that close to it, man, fuck, dude, that's enough to scare you straight. Well, I mean, for me at least,
Yeah.
thankfully avoiding, cops. There's so many times I could have got pulled over or stopped when I was walking because I was that drunk.
Yeah.
Drunk in public. And they'll arrest you for that.
Really?
They'll arrest you for being drunk in public, but they won't arrest you for drugs.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that shit right there just blows my mind.
Yeah.
And it's not gonna get any better. We were talking about this because there's a few different types of things that come along with addiction and stuff like that. Is one, if you find yourself homeless and all jacked up, and you decide to change your life, you go in, you get help, you go through rehab and all that stuff. A lot of times, what happens is when you get out, you feel great, but then you go right back to where you were before you were homeless. And so, like, nothing's changed. Everybody that's around you is still the same. They're the same friends and all that shit, the ones that got you in trouble. So, it's important that if you find yourself striving to make it through rehab and stuff, that when you get out, go anywhere else. Do not go back home. Don't go back to that home spot, man. Because it's a fucking trap. Everybody who's ever had that situation has relapsed.
Yeah, I've heard that a lot.
Yeah, it's just sorry. It's just a matter of when.
Yeah. That's the scary part.
Yeah.
It's a matter of when.
And here's the thing. Like in some cases, they get out and they go oh God, I'm drawing a blank too. They get out of rehab and they don't have anywhere else to go but home. Mm-hmm. And the whole point of them doing rehab was so they didn't get homeless. So they go back into that and they fuck up. But you got some people that when they get out, the only place for them to go is right back to the same spot, but they know better and they choose to go homeless. I mean, I've met a few people who, like here in Bremerton, that that's what they did. That's what they had to do because they
What?
didn't want to. They knew that if they went back home or back to that original spot, uh, they're going to end up in the same situation, either drinking or doing drugs or whatever. But I mean, that's some backbone, man. That is balls right there to, get out, walk up to your house and be like, yeah, that's a hard no, and then go and live on the street until you can find something.
That's yeah. That
You
takes
know,
a strong person.
yeah. And see, one of the other things too is like when you talk about resources. Now, I'm lucky because I'm a veteran, so I have resources that are relatively easy to access.
Right.
But you think about other people, um, they don't really like. There's resources, but the chances of them getting into or using that resource because of how long it takes, man, is just it's scary, man.
I think that's the problem is that the stuff is too it's not accessible enough for people,
Yeah,
especially people
yeah.
already in a homeless situation or are already addicted to fentanyl or whatever else. But most
I know she's gonna
yeah,
knock
yeah.
this shit over. But yeah, man. I mean that and they want to end homelessness and they want to end the war on drugs, but they don't have the resource. They're not putting money into the resources. They're not taking some of these old broke down buildings and shit like strip malls and turning them into rehab centers. And it's like really becoming a joke. Oh fuck, hold on. Really, it's just becoming a joke of like how much money they put in all this other shit, you know, but they don't put it into the one resource that is really gonna pay off. Like a 6 month stay facility is ideal. You got the 30 day. You did
Just 30 days.
just 30 days. So you did 30 days, and do you think it was long enough?
Not at all. No, that's what they're saying. They're saying 30 days in, it's kind of like the beginning phase. You're just what they use an expression. You're just clearing the fog. That's what they say.
Yeah,
Right after 30 days, that's pretty much it.
yeah. I mean, and fuck. um, yeah, I'd consider you lucky though. I mean, um, with having family support and stuff like that. I've had the same family support also. Again, I'm fucking lucky.
Yeah,
Um,
true.
but you know, if I didn't do what I did, where do you think you would be?
That's scary. That's a scary question. But to be honest, the path I was on, if I had just kept going down that path, it was spiraling so quickly out of control that if I had kept going down that path, I honestly believe I would have been homeless within a few months
Yeah,
or less, or get arrested. But yeah, because once I'm homeless, I'd most likely get arrested just being drunk in public.
yep,
And yeah, that's a really scary thought.
yeah. But see, the important thing is like you had some tools.
Right.
Um, a few months prior to this event right here, I ran into Josh at the AA hall, and he came up and started talking to me at the end of it. And so I gave him my name and number, and I said, "You call me anytime." And he's the only person that has ever actually called anytime, and he used it. Well, we text back and forth, um, and it was a on again off again thing. He's still drinking, drinking to maintain, because of the shakes and stuff like that. Um, shit. Oh my
I'm
god, dude! I
following
just
you.
blacked out.
It's
Oh my
contagious.
god, dude! Oh, I just fucking spaced it.
You're talking about when I, the only person to actually,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Resources.
yeah,
Uh, there's people out there like me that are willing to do the same thing, but it's only going to work if you use it.
Right.
Look at how many of those guys that I gave my number out to that didn't call.
Yeah.
And they're right back in the same cycle, still, bouncing back and forth and uh, fighting this I want to be sober deal, but they can't because they don't use what they were given, and that's free. See, that's the thing, that's free, but you're only really gonna get that if you take first step and go to a meeting, because that's where those phone numbers are.
Right.
They're at the meetings and stuff.
That's a good point.
But yeah,
Don't you think there should be more resources though?
Yeah.
And then another thought I had is like about this kind of the homeless thing. It's like, do you think it would work in a hypothetical situation to separate people and say, if you want to live this way, this is your area, this is how you can live, you can do drugs, and then I know it sounds really simple and basic, but like a place to put all the homeless people. I mean, there's space.
Yeah, no, I see what you're saying. No, that wouldn't work. Because you look at like the let's say where all the homeless people were. You look at that, man, it's gonna turn dirty real quick. And I'm not talking about dirt. I'm talking about people are gonna die. There are gonna be fights, stabbings, murders, and
it's gonna be cat.
Yeah, probably be burying more bodies than you're saving. So
okay.
the thought is cool, though. I mean, don't get me wrong, the thought is cool. Having them be over there and live that life like they want to and that they choose to.
Right.
Hey, that's on you.
Yeah, I'm starting to think at the end of the day, though, it's just not going to work. There has to be more resources and more people, trying to help.
Oh, here. That way I can keep an eye on chat.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this whole setup is a bit rustic, so to say. Or just piecing it together bit by bit. So
it's our little library.
I mean, it's oh yeah, these books are real too. All these books right here. You could read every one of them. I don't, but I look at them, and there's actually some stuff in there that I know. But like Dickens.
Oh,
bunch of Charles Dickens books.
What Dickens do you know?
None of them.
A Christmas Carol.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Scrooge.
I just don't remember which one it is. I'm pretty sure I've read or heard some of them.
But you know, A Christmas Carol, where he gets visited by 3 ghosts, right?
I thought that was Scrooge.
Oh, that's the name of the guy.
Oh.
But there's been movies called Scrooge and stuff.
Bill Murray.
Scrooged. That's a funny ass movie.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. Oh man, I tell you what, every time I get on camera and go live, as many times as I recorded myself, man, I got the nervousness.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
It's all good. We're just practicing. We're just getting used to this. It's probably pretty normal for only doing this many podcasts.
I think this is 4.
Yeah, exactly.
Number 4, number 5.
This is probably completely normal. And if you never get through this part of it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got to get through it.
If I don't get past this, man, and my quote unquote career doing this podcast is going to be short lived. So.
Well, yeah, we just got to get through these first maybe 12 hours.
Yeah. I scratched the right below my eyelid and stings. But okay, yeah, back to the homelessness stuff. And you would most likely be homeless. I mean, so would I. given the same situation. I just happened to be living with a girl at the time,
Yeah.
but I'm pretty sure that would have ended up in one of us going to jail, you know, from drinking.
That was crazy situation. Just say
Uh,
that.
no, yeah, it was. Um, but again, the success part came from using the available resources.
Yeah.
Using those phone numbers and getting a sponsor, and actually dedicating a portion of your life to actually doing the 12 steps. And once you get that step, where you got some meetings and stuff like that, that's when you start digging for um, the housed resources,
Mm.
like rehab or something like that. Then you can start looking and stuff. Um, which for a lot of people, it's easy. I mean, they like it because they're no longer homeless, or they're no longer in that situation and like, oh, I'm getting better.
Yeah.
But then, yeah, you hit that 30, 60, 90-day mark, and you get out and not using other available resources after, getting released. Uh, yeah, just fall short of anything that can be remotely considered success.
For sure.
So, I mean, that's the biggest thing, man. Um, is using the people around you. I think both of us were pretty fortunate, to have family and friends that were by our side and shit, and not turning back and all that. Um, I mean, pretty sure. Again, like I'm not talking about just like this time. I'm talking about all the other past times too. If I didn't have family backing me up, dude, I would have been in the streets. So it was just that bad.
Hmm.
Man, thinking about it, man, just really makes me a little freaked out, man, because I was so close,
Yeah.
so close to losing everything.
Yeah, and if that happens, who knows what happens 5, 10 years? How much you? So I'll in myself like you see these crazy people, and we just go, oh, they're crazy, get her out of here. You know what I mean? Oh,
Mm-hmm.
they stink. I was dealing with this at work today, and I was being a little judgmental in my head, and I was like, because this lady, she just wanders around the store, doesn't buy anything, mumbles to herself, and just smells really, really bad. But at the end, but also you know, I could still help her out.
Yeah.
I mean, she's, or maybe not help her out. She seems like she's past help, but like, not be so judgmental of it. Yeah, she stinks, but she's in a shitty situation. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? Like,
Mm. That's hard. It's hard to watch, man. Like
yeah,
when I got sober and shit, and I had a couple of months, that's when I'm sitting there walking the dog, and I see homeless people, and you know, like damn, that could have been me. So like one of my things I like to do is like donate stuff. Like I don't really have the money to go out and buy stuff,
yeah,
but I got extra stuff, extra backpacks, extra cold weather gear,
for sure.
gloves and stuff, and I take that and pass it out, whenever possible. We used to take this one guy, man. We took him lunch every night, or not lunch, but we took him dinner every night.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really
Oh
cool.
man, dude, the look on that dude's face, and what was cool is he was sober. Never smelled of alcohol or anything like that.
Damn, just struggling.
Yeah, just struggling.
Damn.
I never asked him why or how,
Yeah.
but I would sit and bullshit with him, whatnot, and he was very, very appreciative.
Very
Um,
what?
appreciative.
Oh, I bet. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I fucked that up.
Yeah, we were gonna do something like that
Yeah,
with cooking.
yeah, yeah. Do a little cooking stream where we just make a whole bunch of lunches and then go hand them out. So not gonna film the handing it out, but we can film cooking it.
Yeah.
I just think it's a little messed up to, it always seems like you're only doing it so other people can see you do it.
Yeah, it's not necessary to film that stuff. So many people do it. It's all over TikTok.
Yeah, see, if I was homeless, the last thing I want is somebody walking up, recording, handing me something.
Yeah. Half the time they probably don't even know that's on TikTok.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah. But it's a scary thought, man. Where we could be if we didn't use the resources.
It is scary, but it also makes me super appreciative because it's like I can just take the appreciation of just the warmth of a house.
Yeah.
Like that's one thing that's like amazing. Just having a warm house, and just all those little things makes you way more appreciative.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's cold out there.
Yeah. Dude, I mean, wintertime here, sucks, man. And that shit would break my heart, man. Sitting there walking the dog, knowing damn well I left a warm house, and I'm gonna be going back to a warm house and a bed.
It's hard to imagine.
Yeah. See, that's what, come on, man. Take all these old abandoned malls and stuff and turn them into some kind of hostel for homeless people.
But I just feel like it's gonna still be the same thing where it's like not accessible enough. I mean, I get what your idea is.
Yeah.
There's gonna be some government bureaucracy shit that makes it impossible to get in. And that's kind of the same idea as what I was it is kind of letting well, I guess you're talking about more of a recovery type of place.
Yeah, let's say in order for you to be eligible to stay here, you have to pass a drug and alcohol test. Yeah. I think that would be pretty fair.
They should definitely have that though.
I think so. And that's what's funny is I heard that idea years ago. It's nothing done about it.
Yeah. I mean, there's some things, but it's gotten out of control. Tent cities, man. That's nuts. The communities that they build, it's a sight to see, man. I'm not knocking on it. I think if they got these little patches of wood and they build their little community, that's fine. Yeah, it makes sense.
They're trying to stay out of everybody's way.
That's a good point.
I mean, but the ones that are on the sidewalk in front of somebody's business, they can't do that.
Yeah. Yeah, I ride through that thing every night on my scooter, that block of tents. It's crazy.
Oh, I haven't seen it, man, because I haven't been over there in so long.
There's a lot of action and activities going on.
Yeah, I bet. I tell you what, man, I honestly don't feel good.
Wait, you really?
Yeah, no, really.
You want to stop?
Yeah. Yeah, that sucks, but
yeah,
is what it is.
Yeah.
I just really don't feel good, and I can't concentrate.
For sure.
So that being said, sorry for the short stream, but yeah, no, I honestly don't feel good. So.
Oh yeah. Let's go turn it off.
All right, man, you can close this out.
Peace out. Deuces. Sayonara.